listo para acompañarnos en esta segunda temporada de Tzijonem Voces de Cambio? Somos una asociación que busca promover un cambio sistémico, empoderando a jóvenes pioneras en Guatemala a través de un modelo de educación único que abarca mucho más de lo académico. Impulsamos su talento para ser una generación de lideresas que puedan impactar en su familia, comunidad, país y el mundo.
Tzijonem Voces de Cambio nace a partir de la necesidad de nosotras las jóvenes pioneras pudiéramos demostrar nuestro potencial, capacidad y nuestra voz empoderada.
Acompáñenos en los conversatorios en donde conoceremos y discutiremos temáticas de la actualidad desde el punto de vista de nosotras como jóvenes pioneras y expertos nacionales e internacionales.
Te damos la bienvenida a la segunda temporada de Tzijonem Voces de Cambio.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Sean todas y todos bienvenidos al Tzijonem Voces de Cambio, y este Tzijonem pues será en el idioma inglés. Es una oportunidad para las jóvenes pioneras en la cual pues se están formando y pues vamos a escuchar entonces este Tzijonem Voces de Cambio. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our Tzijonem Voices for Change. Tzijonem means interview or conversation in our Maya Cachiquel language. It is an opportunity for the Maya Girls pioneers to use their empowered voices to interview and exchange ideas with local and global thought leaders. Today, we are hosting a conversation between Kendra Smith and the Maya Girls pioneers. I am Brenda, and I am so excited for lead this conversation with Vilma Salo. Hi, Vilma. How are you?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am very excited and very curious about Kendra's life and the girls thinking too in this afternoon. It's my pleasure to introduce you, Kendra. Hi, Kendra.
Hello.
Hello, Kendra. Welcome for this conversation. How are you?
I am so good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited and I'm very grateful to be here with you.
Thank you. Brenda?
Yes, we want to thank the Televisión Departamental de Sololá, AGTV, and Producciones Solve for transmitting this conversation of their platforms. We want to invite the audience to write in the comments and the question for our guests. We are Voices for Change, and today we'll talk about how a woman's strength can break stereotypes. Vilma.
Yes, thank you so much. This is an incredible topic for this afternoon, and thank you everyone who connect with us in this afternoon. Welcome, and please write your questions, your ideas, your comments, opinions too in our a Facebook Live page. It's my pleasure to introduce you, Kendra Smith. She is a kickboxer, a stuntwoman, former WWE pro wrestler, and owner of Forgy Studio. Recently featured in the Los Angeles Times. She has been a guest speaker for empowering campaigns, including Aerie Solstice in Times Square, Asics The New Strong, and the Verlo Serlo Summit on Media Representation and Self-Esteem in Guatemala. Thank you for stay with us in this afternoon, Kendra. Brenda?
Thank you. Now, get to know the Maya Girls pioneers, and our special guest is Kendra Smith in our community meeting. We are going to share our name, our emotion, and our level in the thermometer. And we're also going to share individuality if we had wings, where would you go? I invite Laura.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and it's a pleasure to share this time with you, Kendra, in this Conversatorio. And I am so happy. I am really happy to this afternoon. And if I have wings, I go to fly around the world to meet new places or to help another people that doesn't have more opportunities. And also, if I had wings, I go to the world to have or to will be more adventures in the world. And yes, it's a pleasure to see you again. I am so happy.
Thank you, Laura. And I invite Claudia. Thank you, Laura, for sharing the information and the name, the emotion in this conversation. I invite Claudia.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Kendra. I'm very excited to share this space with you. And if I have a wings, I meet around the world and share with people like need my help, so my supporting, and specifically the women's like they don't have a lot of opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Claudia. I invite Magdalena.
Hi everyone. Hi Kendra. I am Maria Sahvin. I am a student in Maya. I am feeling very exciting to share with you, Kendra. I am of in green of my thermometer. If I have wings, I will travel in different places and do experiments in the nature. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria Magdalena. Invite Ingrid.
Hi everyone. Hi Kendra. Thank you with the us this time. I'm so happy this time because it's the first time that I am in a conversation. So I'm so a little nervous too. But if I have wins, I travel in different places and I travel around the world, see the nature, the culture, and look a lot of things that is happening in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Ingrid. And it's your turn, Kendra Smith.
Hello, everyone. I am Kendra. I am so excited. I'm very bright green. I think we all know what that means. And my goodness, if I had wings, I would fly to Guatemala. I would scoop you all up. Then we would fly all over the world. We would definitely do the adventures, but we would also fly to different places to help other girls because you are such a beautiful and inspiring example of the work and the change that we can bring, not only in Guatemala, but all over the world. So we're all packing in under those wings and we're flying together.
Thank you so much, Kendra and Maya Gibbs Pioneers for share more information. And Wings is very important for us know this experience, know these wishes too. And it's very important to know the audience. What do you think? And if we have wings, where would you go? For audience, it's okay for us. The comments in Facebook Live. I invite Vilma for explain the program in Maya.
Competencies are very important. And the first school in Central America by indigenous girls. More has a bold vision of and together future opportunity for all. What it means to be a school. We incorporate rigorous academics, socio-emotional with a first century competence, also generation to become transformed. At Maya, girl pioneers are learning 3 languages. They are Maya, Spanish, and English. Brenda.
Thank you, Maya. Today's topic is how a woman's strength can break stereotypes with Kendra Smith and 4 girls pioneers. I invite Vilma to lead this conversation. What was Vilma? What do you think for these topics? And it was what the topics or what is the first question today?
Childhood like Kendra audience.
I invite Claudia for this a question. What do you think this topic, or what is your question?
Good afternoon again. So I am Claudia, and I have a question for Kendra. And what is your bigger dream when you were a child?
Wow. Thank you, Claudia. My biggest dream when I was a child was to see the world, see the entire world, and hopefully be able to make an impact on this earth while I'm here. And I didn't know exactly what that looked like, but I knew I wanted a very big life. I knew I wanted to be physical. I always got so excited about movement, and even as a little girl, I was climbing the trees and jumping all over the place. So I didn't know exactly what it was going to be, but I did want to make an impact, make a big, even as a little girl.
Thank you, Kendra, for sharing with us your biggest dream. I connect with you. When I was a child, I like to climb the trees and go to the forest and do different activity like that I like. So I go with my cousin, friends, so like that. Thank you.
Yes.
Magdalena, what do you think?
I have a connection with you, Kendra Smith. When I was little, my dream is to be a teacher of English. And when I was little, I started to speak, to learn English with like tourists. And that's really important for me to achieve my dream because now I have the opportunity to study in Maya. This school helps me a lot to learn English, to have more knowledge about other things that they are really important in our lives. Thank you, Kendra.
Of course.
I invite Ingrid.
Hi everyone. I am very excited to be here right now, and I have a connection with your dreams because when I am little, I have the same dream that go around the world, look a lot of places, and stay in nature place. I love the nature, so when my family goes to the go to the forest, I go with them and we share time and do a lot of things. And I have a question for you. What was the funny things that you did when you were a child?
Funny thing. So I used to, in my backyard, I would stack up chairs. I don't advise this. I would stack chairs up and I would jump from the top of the chairs to a clothesline pole, that T-shaped clothesline pole. I would jump and I would catch it and I would spin around and I would land. And I would just do it all the time. I loved doing that. I loved playing games. I was the youngest of 4 siblings, so I would always set up like board games or outdoor games and wait for them to come play with me. Yeah, but that was, I would do some crazy thing. I think the pretending to be Wonder Woman and jumping off the chairs and trying to fly was maybe the funniest.
Thank you, Kendra, to share us that funny experience in your life. And I know that all of us have a very funny experience in their life, but also we don't say that I experience because it's own. But you say us your experience and what did you do in that funny things that you did. Thank you.
Yes, this conversation is so interesting, and I like that. Each one of us had a different adventure when we are a child, or when we are little. But so now I have another question for you, Kendra, and so now we can to talk about kickboxing and. What did your parents think about your interest in the kickboxing?
Hi, Laura. By the way, Laura is a very, very talented kickboxer. We have worked together. She throws amazing punches. She throws amazing kicks. I am always inspired by you. Honestly, initially my parents weren't super excited. Just because, of course, with the fighting, you know, there's a danger, a risk with it. But I think once I explained to them that, you know, it was mostly about the training and that I was staying safe. And then when I got into the stunt world, you know, it was pretend fighting. That seemed to make them a lot happier because we could do it safely. But I think they always did support my desire to do new things, try new things that maybe other girls or other people weren't trying. That was just always in my nature. So as much as they wanted me to stay safe, you know, they knew I was going to do it, and had to let me experience that.
Oh, thank you, Kendra. And so I am an expert in the kickboxing.
Very impressive, truly.
Yes, thank you for the practice that you give me, and that is so incredible. You is an example to achieve our goals.
Yes, thank you, Kendra, because this kickboxing sports, through this you discover your strengths, right? Your power, like you are a woman and how your abilities and you discover during this time and with this sport. Thank you for this details for your life, and thank you for our audience, like our girl pioneers from Impact School. They watched they watching this conversation with their family, in their home, on TV, and with their tablets too. Thank you. And what is your question, the girls, Laura?
Yes, so um, I can say this again, and this conversation is so incredible, and I enjoy this moment. And so I have a more question for you, Kendra, and um, what is the or what are the expression for the women in the USA? And another is, what do women need to be accepted in the society?
What does a woman need to be, you said, accepted in society?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know what a woman has to be, and I think I've never given in to what's expected of me or what is acceptable. I kind of went into places where maybe it was thought that a woman didn't belong, or that what I was doing was not acceptable. And so I still don't know what it is, because I think for me, I just went in the direction of what I loved and what I was passionate about. And even if it wasn't a woman's place, even if it wasn't traditional for women to be involved, that didn't stop me. And in fact, sometimes that drove me harder, because I thought, there might be a perception of a woman in this industry, and I didn't want to let that bother me. So I really focused on my skills and my strength of mind and my strength of body, so that I could go into those spaces whether it's acceptable or not, and continue to thrive and allow that to push me, to motivate me, to get more skills, to get stronger, it was a driving force. If I was ever told no, or if I was ever told you don't belong here, I would go, well, let me prove to you why I do. Let me show you why I'm here. You might think that because I am a woman, but I promise you will think differently soon. So it took a lot of strength, but I guess, yeah, I didn't worry about what was acceptable as much as what was important to me and to other women around me.
Mm-hmm. You can give a little bit the context about us, like, for example, and how you discover your that thoughts, your strengths, and your abilities. How you discover these abilities to believe in your strengths. Can you share with us?
Yes, I was honestly in a place in my life where I felt a little bit lost, and I didn't feel strong. I felt rather weak and rather insecure. And through kind of a strange way, I got introduced to this man who was a world champion kickboxer. And I don't know what, I think honestly it was out of a place of desperation, but I think I went in not knowing what I was going to get into, and he believed in me, and the more he believed in me, the more I believed in me, And I think I just found this space where I could really let go. I could really bring my full self into it. And it might be a different skill for different people. For me, it was, the moment I put on the wraps, which some of you know, the moment I put on the wraps and threw the first punch, threw the first kick, I thought, oh my gosh, like this is bringing me so much strength and so much power, and I couldn't get enough. I just kept coming back every single day and putting in the work because of how it made me feel and how it made me feel out in the world. And then of course, that was why I ultimately started training people, because I wanted them to feel that too. So I think it's about taking that risk. I think it's about saying yes. I think it's about allowing others to believe in you until maybe you believe in yourself. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's very interesting how you discovered this ability. That is very powerful. Thank you for sharing with us the details about your experience. Magdalena?
I agree with your comments, Kendra Smith, that it's really important to believe in our lives, and that make us strong and to achieve our dreams. Now I have a question for you. What do you do to feel empowered?
Well, I do the kickboxing. that's the obvious answer. But I think I feel most empowered when I get to be of service to others. Because of course I feel strong when I'm moving and when I'm trying new skills and I'm getting, I'm developing more skills. That feels very empowering to me personally. But when I get to share those skills with someone else, and when I get to see them grow and them excel and them progress, that's when I feel like my heart is empowered, my entire being is empowered, because I think, that's what we're to do. We're to connect, we're to share, we're to pass things on. So I think that's when I feel most empowered.
Thank you, Kendra. It's very important. I agree with your opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. I invite Claudia. What is your question, Claudia?
Thank you, Vilma. I am excited in this conversation because it's very interesting, and then it's important for the people see that conversation to learn about girls' pioneer opinion and our guest opinion. So to do a change in our community. So I have a question for you, Kendra. And what do you do when people compare you with other, for example, skin colors and age color and a body, and the people say that you have a good body to do? What do you do?
I try my hardest, which I know it's hard for all of us, but as long as I'm not comparing. If they want to compare, if they want to make judgments, if they have opinions, that's on them. I'm going to try to not compare myself to anyone else. I'm going to try so hard to, again, go in the direction of what I love, what excites me, what I'm passionate about, and try. And it's tough because, we'll hear things or there'll be judgments made or whatever. And sometimes that affects me for sure, of course. We're all human. But trying to work so hard on myself that I can let that go and only care about the people who I love, who I support, who support me, who respect me, it's really trying to not give in to other people's comparisons, because they're not important. Who are they? They're not important.
Thank you, Kendra, for sharing with us your opinion, because in our community there's a lot of stereotypes from to the women that they need to have a good body and they can do all of the job because she isn't strange, and she and the people in our community think that the woman is just for house to have a son and do activity and housework. Part of that limited the a woman's to achieve your goals. So a lot of the women can be a doctor, a lawyer, and a teacher, but there are stereotypes to stop there, and they can do anything, and we can do a change for our country. So I connect with you, and I think that is not important that if you have a perfect body, or if you have a perfect age, because I agree with you when you say we are humans and have a lot of defects, and we have an ability to do another activity. Thank you.
Claudia, and you, the girl pioneers at Maya, you are doing that. You are bringing the change and you're working together. So you're not alone. You have this beautiful community where you all get to move forward, making that change and breaking down those stereotypes that you're just supposed to be doing housework. You know, that's what I am watching since the day I got there. I'm watching you create that change in your school, in your community, by what you're doing. And that's what's and that change that you're doing there, that trickles out to girls everywhere. It's not just in Maya. That will affect change across the world. Because if she's doing it, I can do it. If she's doing it, I can do it. There's that sort of mentality behind what work you're doing.
That is very, very interesting. I in our school, like the group of girl pioneers, they are select the women who have a bold trajectory in the history and in the society, and the girls see that the woman like she is their mirror, right? Or like and they say, okay, she can do these things in her life, I can do these things too. And we make a ripple effect with the girl pioneers. They are a mirror for other girls in the community. And the ripple effect is in this generation, in their family, and the next generation when they create their own family, right? Yeah, and this conversation, it's we interact or share our ideas for motivate more girls. And thank you, Claudia, for your thoughts about the stereotypes in Guatemala. That's it. That's it. I live that stereotype too, in different way, but we we present the other face for a woman strength in our community. And yes, what do you think, Laura?
I think you're still muted, Laura.
Your microphone?
Yes, thank you. So I agree with your comments, and so I say we are all own our life, and we can do everything if we propose that. And so we have more dreams and a lot of objectives in our life. And if we are women or men, we can do that if we are propose that. And so I agree with your idea and your comments, Kendra, that are so interesting about the life or the woman's or the girls' pioneer life. And so I have a question for you, and so tell the audience about one of a funny experience with you, with your body and strength.
Sorry, say that again, Laura. Tell me, what kind of experience?
With your body and with your strength.
An experience with my body and my strength?
Yes, and you can give the audience too, like 3 tips, for example, like how you discover your strength to make with your body, your mental, and your maybe your spirit too, like to discover your strengths.
Yes.
Maybe 3 tips or three activities. What you do to discover this in your life?
Yes. I think, and Claudia spoke to this before, I think really seeing your body not for what it looks like or what you think it's supposed to look like or what someone else thinks it's supposed to look like. It's seeing your body for what it's capable of, what it can do, what fun activities it can do, what really cool skills you might be able to develop. Because even though I am in Los Angeles, I am in Hollywood, a place where, of course, it's all about the external, the work that I do with everyone has nothing to do with that. Everyone knows I will never talk about size or weight or external. It is all about developing skills that make and how they make you feel. Because then we'll move all the time. If we really start thinking about what is a skill that I've always wanted to do, or what is a sport that I've always wanted to play, or what is a hike, or what is something in nature that I've always wanted to do. If you start seeing it more as like this cool body that we're given, and Laura, I'm sure you had no idea you could kickbox. But it's just taking that chance and going, well, let me try this. I might be great. I might be terrible. It doesn't matter. Let me try this, because you'll surprise yourself and your body will get excited to do more and more movement, whatever that looks like for you. So it's more about how it makes you feel as opposed to how you look. Because then you're going to build this body that's very strong and can do a variety of different things, and you're going to walk through the world with much more confidence because that's the effect that it has on you. I mean, I'm sure, just from the work that we've done, I can see the difference when we have a session and then everyone's kind of walking around, taking up space and feeling very strong. So it's really about finding the different things that excite you and different ways that you want to move that make you feel good. And that's all it's about.
Interesting. Thank you, Kendra. Our audience enjoy your words, your conversation, and your experience for our girls and for our life who watching in this moment. Thank you for your alliance, our network, our girls, pioneers from Colegio Impacto or Impact School, and all the audience in television, local television too, who transmitting this conversation for our communities in Solola, Guatemala. Okay, what is your question, Magdalena?
I have a question for you, Kendra Smith. What is your plan in the future?
It all looks different right now. My plan in the future is to continue. I'm in my studio right now, so to continue working with people here, to get to Guatemala as soon as possible and continue our work there. And a real dream of mine that I don't share with many people would be to travel the world learning different martial arts from different cultures, from really masters in what they do. So traveling around and learning even more martial arts, and then of course while I'm there, teaching what I know. So kind of a back and forth. But there are so many skills out there that I don't even know. So I would love to kind of immerse myself in different cultures and learn different forms of martial arts.
Thank you. We are fortunate to hear this plan, this dream from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kendra, with your answer all of our questions, and it is so important for us and for other people that they are looking us for in that moment. So I think you are a very strong woman that can be an example with all of us to achieve our dream, and that you say we need to feel good with our own. So I think it is so important that we can believe in our abilities and in other things that we can to do. So I think you are a very important woman in our in my life, and you can become a very good example from me. And right now, I have a question for you. What do you think about people who say that women can't to do anything because they aren't strong, or that women are meant to be at home?
I say they are very wrong. I say they are very, very wrong. Women are incredibly strong and always have been. And I'm so excited for the change that is happening. And it's slower than we all want. But I think that's starting to be more and more recognized, where women's minds and hearts and skills and abilities are so valuable. And if they want to be at home, fantastic. But if they want to do massive things on this earth, let's support them and nudge them in that direction, because every day we are seeing women all over the world. We say shatter those glass ceilings. I don't know if you guys use that, but shatter those ceilings, break down those barriers. We're getting to see that every day. We're getting to see women who lead the way, pioneers. Again, I'm in a room with women who are doing that daily, and you might not even feel that, but the work that you're doing right now, it's massive. You're breaking down barriers, you're pioneering. So to anyone who says that, I say you're wrong, and give a million examples of why that's not accurate, why women are incredibly strong and powerful and are going to continue to take over the world.
Thank you, Kendra. You are so amazing, because it's right that all of women can do anything to know their strength. So they think that they can't to do anything, and they can't to do something to be free to demonstrate their abilities, their strange things that they can do. So that you say it's wrong that people think that they can't to do anything, because sometimes in our family it's happened that things that our mom or our grandmom that say us that we can't to do anything, or we need to stay at home, we need to do all of the things that a woman needs to do. So it's a stereotype that women have to have thinking too, and not for men things. So I think it's a very big problem that that we don't that we have this thinking. So I think that you say it's a very bad idea that we think that we can't to do anything. So I think I agree with you, but I want that all the people that are looking us for this moment to think about that, to know their abilities, their can do, and to achieve their dreams. And you are an example from all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kendra, for sharing your idea with us to can be take that ideas to do a change in our community. And I have a connection that you said that the women are more stranger that we imagine because they in their house they heard early than because they can do a lot of activity that need to have a time and to dedicate for them, and it's can be they demonstrate her strength to can be help her son or her daughter to do a lot of things and bring a learn to they it's like a hard work for women's. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. This is the moment for the question from our audience. And Laura, she read for us the question from our audience. Laura, please read the question from our audience. Please share the name and maybe where she from.
Yes, and the it's a yes. So now we are this moment is a very important experience, and the audience is learning with us. And Laura Benoit is one of our audience, and she has one question for Kendra. Laura Benoit said, Kendra, can you please share more about the work you are doing in the USA and in Guatemala to support women and girls to feel empowered in their bodies?
Hi, Laura and Laura. The work I get to do, I teach, besides kickboxing and just empowering movement, also self-defense. And for the past few years, I've been fortunate to be invited down and work with Maya. We've done a few different things. We've done a moms and daughters workshop where we learn different self-defense skills. Again, just because it feels empowering, it makes you feel more capable, and just to learn valuable skills so that out in the world you have that confidence. We've done kickboxing together, of course, and then just empowering movement, just getting familiar and comfortable moving in your body, getting comfortable taking up space. A lot of the work in the US and in Guatemala, women have maybe been conditioned to be small, to that's going to keep them safe, or to be quiet, or to not take up a lot of space. And so much of the work is taking up space, is having a powerful voice, is walking with confidence. And that actually keeps you safer out in the world. because you're a challenge, you're a strength, you are a force as you walk around, and that keeps you safer, and just brings a lot more confidence. So it's really about getting into our bodies, discovering what they can do, and then unleashing them.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Like, can you share with our audience, like, what is the position for, like, looks like confidence with yourself? You can, like, share with us in this moment, like in your posture, maybe. Mm-hmm.
I gotta stand up. We did this a lot with I'm so tall. I'm gonna go way back. But we did this a lot in Maya. We got into something called your base, right? So it's right here. You kind of hop up and down, and wherever your feet land, that's your base. So then you can go back and forth. If there's any sort of nudge, you have a really, really strong base. And we worked a lot in Guatemala too, you know, getting up into that base so that you're just always in this nice, solid, powerful position. Because a lot of people will stand squared, right? That doesn't, right?
Yes.
One foot in front of the other one. That's my power position.
Wow, thank you, Kendra.
Whenever you're feeling, you know, just hop into that position. And it might feel silly. The more silly and ridiculous you feel, the better. Like if you just even make fun of it, you're gonna start feeling that strength.
Thank you, Kendra. Yeah, I think you have, our kickboxing have many positions, like feel confidence, but this one, thank you for sharing with us, and we practice with our girl pioneer too here in our impact school. And we have one more comment from our audience, and please, Magdalena, you can read the question, please. Okay, maybe our team put here the comments, and thank you so much. And Magdalena, please, can you read this question?
There's another question for you, Kendra. Hello, Kendra. When you visit Guatemala and met some of the women here, what were some very day activities you saw them doing that were new to you and empowering?
Oh, I'm unmuted. When I got to see this school and all of the different facets of what was being studied, you know, I got to see beautiful gardens being planted. I got to see a science lab. I got to see a math lab. I got to see a computer lab. Like, it was this beautiful, well-rounded approach that I was so inspired by. And especially knowing what I'm hearing and what I've known, that culturally there's a different path. So I was looking at this school of women doing it all. And then of course going home and taking beautiful care of their families as well. There was a sense of community. There was strength, and also the girl pioneers representing their family, like we said before, knowing they were the first one to do this. They were the first and forging their own path. So I think, I guess it's tough to say one thing, because I was so inspired by every aspect of their daily life, whether it was the education or the community work that they were doing or the work at home that they were doing. I'm very inspired.
Thank you, Kendra, for this this incredible conversation, your experience, the girls' thoughts. That's very deeper in this hour. We finished or we just have for a couple minutes, and I invite Brenda for ask you or no ask, but the last things we want from you, Kendra. Brenda?
Thank you for sharing more the information, the experience for us and the audience too. Kendra, tell for you audience a final message, please.
My final message. Girls and women can do anything they want to. Anything they want to. And you girl pioneers, you're saying such beautiful things to me. You are an example to me. You are an inspiration to me. You give me hope and optimism that you are the creators of the change that we need and that's going to happen in this world. And to keep this community, to keep the support system so that we can work together to bring the change that needs to happen. And you're already doing it. You're already in it. And to me, it is a gift for me to be able to connect with you. And it is an inspiration for me too.
Thank you so much, Kendra. Yes, Vilma?
Thank you so much, Kendra, girls, and for you, our audience, to connected with us this hour. Thank you for all for joining us this hour with Kendra Smith and the Girl Pioneers. We send you an invitation for the next conversation. We have more surprise, more guests, special guests, and our Girl Pioneers too share with you their thoughts, their opinions, and comments about Guatemala, many topics, and how is the power from a woman in Guatemala and in the world too. Okay, we finish with this conversation. Thank you so much, Kendra. Hugs for you. And Brenda?
Yes, gracias a todos los que nos han acompañado hasta el final de este Tzijonem Voces de Cambio, en la cual logramos escuchar estas experiencias de Kendra Smith y también de 4 jóvenes pioneras. Y pues aquí abordamos la temática de la fuerza de una mujer puede romper los estereotipos. Los esperamos para una próxima para poder discutir temáticas con mucha relevancia de nuestro país, también a nivel mundial. Muchas gracias, hasta la próxima.
And we are Empower Women.
And our impact is infinite.
Thank you.